Okay, guys, apologies. We're back on. Apologies. That was my fault. I didn't change the stream name, and Connor was giving out to me as he rightly should. But look, sorry, guys. Back to this deal, Nabil Fekir. As you're all seeing, conflicting reports everywhere. None of us know what's going on. We're all losing our damn minds. I've been fishing around for information. I've been ringing people. I've been sending messages left, right, and centre. And everybody is in the same boat. Whatever you hear out there, whatever people believe, or whatever people have been saying, none of us know. It's the God's honest truth. Absolutely none of us know what's happening. And I could come on here and say this, that, or the other, but I'd be lying. I'd be completely lying if I came on here and told you guys something that I just plucked out of thin air. All I know 100%, and it's what you guys know, is we agreed the fee. The medical took place. He conducted his interviews, for God's sake. So he'd done his interviews for LFC TV. Everything was ready to go for that deal to be announced. And then we start hearing rumours about issues with his knee and rumours about a medical bill failed. Then we started hearing that they brought in a guy for a second opinion. The second opinion came in and that he was cleared. That's what we all heard, that he was cleared. And then tonight we were waiting all day. It was Fekir Friday, Fekir Saturday. We were waiting around all day. People were saying it was because the stock exchange needed to close. And then people were saying it was they wanted to wait until today because it was the first day of Leon's new financial year. We've heard lots and lots of different things. I just get the feeling that this one isn't done. I just get the feeling that there's still twists and turns to go on this one, and that we haven't seen the end of this deal. I know people are online losing their minds, and I don't blame them. It's a frustrating time. People are harping back to other deals that didn't go through for Liverpool fans. The FSG out brigade has started coming back out as well. It's absolutely nuts. Just calm. Nothing is going to change here. The signing of Nabil Fekir or not is not going to make or break Liverpool's future. It's going to be nice to get him. It will be nice if we do get him. But the club know what they're doing. There must be a reason why the club haven't pulled the trigger, because they'd agreed the fee. If the medical had have gone fine, everything would have been agreed, the price would have been paid. The club obviously feel that either they need to mitigate and get the fee down to kind of offset some of the possible risks around his knee injury, but it's tough. And Luke Smalley says there he thinks Leon pulled out to ensure that they got what they wanted in the World Cup deal. That's a fair price. That's a fair point, Luke. But do you really want the player going off to the World Cup with his head all over the place? Is he going to perform to his best going to the World Cup, angry at Leon perhaps? Maybe a little bit angry at Liverpool for the fact that we didn't get the deal concluded. We know that today was rumoured as the cut-off point. Gillian says, is the point that we go off what we hear, we should be focused on what is actually happening. Leon have categorically stated that negotiations have ended. They've closed it. We move on. And you know what, Gillian? That's a pretty fair point. I can't come on and argue with you, mate, because that's all we know for certain. Exactly as you've said. All we know for certain is that Leon have said that negotiations have stopped. And from the club, from Liverpool, we've heard absolutely nothing. Even the Liverpool journalists, Liverpool-friendly journalists, the James Pearces, the Melissa Reddy's, as I came on here, I hadn't seen anything. Now, obviously, 10:30 news will come out soon. Things will change. But as Gillian has rightly pointed out, all we know for certain is, at this moment in time, Nabil Fekir is not a Liverpool player. And we're going to all be sitting here guessing as to why that is. And we're going to all possibly be playing the blame game. But I don't know. So I won't come on here and lie to you guys. I just wanted to come on. I didn't get a chance to come on last night because I was holding off. I was holding off to see if this deal got over the line so I could come on and celebrate with you guys. It just hasn't worked out that way, guys, has it? And what else have you guys saying here? Fekir wants us, and that's all that matters. Hopefully he loses it with Leon, hands in a transfer request. Gillian says she feels sorry for Fekir. He definitely wanted to come to us, and he'll be unfocused now. And both Luke and Gillian, again, I agree with you guys. It's going to be very tough for him to go to the World Cup now, unsure of his future. He thought he'd be probably heading off now to Russia on a cloud, on a high, knowing he's got to look forward to playing for Liverpool Football Club in front of our fans, for Jurgen Klopp. Champions League guaranteed next season. Although he had that with Leon, to be fair, but a good run in the Champions League, I should say. Put himself on the biggest stage where he belongs, because he's a very talented footballer, but there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason why this deal stopped. And we just don't know if it's because of Liverpool, or we don't know if it's because of Olas or because of Leon. I guess it might come out over the coming days. We may never know. But it is tough. Phil says negotiations have stopped for now. And that again is true, Phil. For now. We haven't seen anything like we did around the Virgil van Dijk incidents for him. We haven't heard Leon come out and slam Liverpool. We haven't heard bad mouthing. We haven't heard accusations of tapping up or anything unsettling the player. We haven't heard any of that. Leon are always, and I've said this from the start when we spoke on here, Leon are very tough at negotiating. Leon are, consider them like Daniel Levy in the transfer market. Daniel Levy tries to get every single penny out of every deal, and it's no accident that Real Madrid didn't come back for Pochettino in a hard way, because they don't want to deal with Daniel Levy, and this is a very tough negotiation. I just can't help feel a little bit concerned if the deal was agreed. And again, no confirmation on that. But if the sources are to be believed, and everybody in the media who said the deal was agreed at around £52.8 million, if the medical took place and he passed the medical, now I know that there was issues around his knee, and I must say again, it wasn't the knee that he suffered the ACL. Then why if he's passed the medical, have we not paid? It just seems very strange to me. And if it is a case that Liverpool are penny pinching here, so we'll look at both sides. If it's a case that it's Liverpool and they're trying to restructure the deal because they believe they're taking a risk buying Nabil Fekir, is that right? Do we think that they've pulled back and reneged on a deal that they've made with Leon? Is that poor form on our side? And if it is that case on our side, then other clubs won't want to come near and deal with us. Other clubs will just say, well, they fucked around Leon, I'm not going near them. And again, I'm not stating that that's a fact. I'm just trying to look at both sides of it. Then if we look at it from the Liverpool side towards Leon, are Leon playing games? Are Leon trying to get an extra 5 or 10 million quid? Colin says there were pictures of Fekir in a Liverpool shirt. Not sure if they were real or not. They were real, Colin. As I was saying earlier on, he conducted interviews for LFC TV. He's had the shots in his kit. Everything has been done for this transfer to be leaked or put out today. He has 100% certainly done interviews with Liverpool Football Club and posed in the kit. That much I am absolutely certain of. Harvey says he believes something big will come out tomorrow. If it's going to come out, Harvey, mate, I would say it's most likely going to come out between now and 11 o'clock, because that's when the journals drop their stories for the Sunday or tomorrow's papers. So if you're going to hear something, you're probably going to hear it in the next hour or so. We do know that France are heading off to the World Cup tomorrow, and that they wanted all business completed today before they go. And that's right, I understand it from Deschamps' point of view. He has a job to do. He wants that French team settled, although they weren't looking great when they were losing to USA, by the way. Lloris fucked up, but here or there. I must say, it's been not as bad as I expected on here, guys. You guys have been very level-headed so far, and I applaud you for that, because on Twitter, as you guys probably know, it's a meltdown on there. People are losing their damn minds, and they just don't know what's going on. I've seen the FSG out brigade back. I've seen the Nets Ben brigade out. It's all just conjecture, and we need to be a little bit calm. None of us know what the hell is going on. It's frustrating as hell. I wanted to come on here tonight and celebrate with you guys and look forward to what's going to be with that attacking six of the Liverpool team. But we just can't do it at the moment. But what I will say is, the club will move on. If there's nothing to be done here, we will move on. And if we were to move on, then a goalkeeper has to be the next thing we go after. And we go after in a big way. Paul Gorney says, Graham Kelly broke the news before anyone about the medical crack, and he's come out and saying he still thinks the deal will be done. I know Graham pretty well. Paul, I've had him on podcasts and that before. I've obviously, like most of you guys, I've kept an eye on Graham Kelly's account. He got in a little bit of trouble yesterday. I think he probably worded his post a little bit off, saying that the deal had fallen through. Then of course there was a second opinion, and you're right, Graham has said he thinks the deal will be done. Graham is pretty good. I have to say, I've a lot of time for Graham. He's done me favours before, come on podcasts, and he certainly knows the stuff about Liverpool. But this one's just a little bit tricky, Paul. I just don't know about this one. And I'm not saying that Graham's wrong. I'm not trying to say that at all. I just don't think any of us really know what's happening. And that's tough, or else there's an embargo and the journals are told not to say anything. Maybe to not piss Leon off. It's just a lot of conjecture here, and we're hearing people come on and say, let's look back to what happened with what happened in the past when we pulled out of the deal for, God, what's the guy's name again? I just said his name a few minutes ago. Jesus Christ. Well, we pulled out of the deal because of the heart scare, and we didn't know what was going on there. And then Liverpool, some people were saying that he didn't fail, or like Remy, excuse me, some people were saying he didn't fail a medical. Some people were saying Liverpool just pulled out a deal and changed their mind. We'll never know, guys. We aren't privy to this type of inside information. Joel says the whole thing got prolonged because of people like you making up stupid speculation on YouTube, Baldy. That's it. It's my fault completely, Joel. It's absolutely my fault, mate. I take full responsibility for this deal falling through because of people like me making speculation up on YouTube. That's it. It's definitely my fault. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Joel. Obviously, you know everything, so you come on and let us know what you know, buddy. Because any of us can hide behind a computer and start slagging people off, but it takes balls to come on here and actually face people, buddy, and talk about things. So until you grow a pair of these big Irish balls, Joel, time to fuck off, buddy. Gillian, that's possible. However, I think Leon would have to lower their price for us now. We're no mugs. I think that's what it's all about, Gillian. I think it's all about us trying to get that price down. Again, just guesswork. But it seems there can't be any other reason. Because if he failed medically, then he's going to fail. It's just not going to be done. So the medical is either one way or the other. Is it a negotiating tactic? Do you guys feel this is a negotiating tactic for Michael Edwards and the Liverpool team to try and get that price down? Or do you guys think it's Leon trying to get a few more quid out of us? So I'd like to know what you guys think before I go. I have to record a podcast in about 15 minutes, so I just wanted to come on and have a quick chat. I'll stay around for another 10-15 minutes, but what else? What do you guys think? Who is, I won't say to blame, but which side of the deal is making this harder to get it done? Is it Leon? Is it Liverpool? I just want to know what you guys think. Maverick says, we can only make a logical conclusion that it's most likely down to the medical issue and Edwards wants discount on the price. We can't afford to gamble on €60 million. If that's the case, I back him 100%. Maverick, if there is any doubts about his fitness or there is any doubts about the medical, then I 100% agree that Liverpool should proceed with caution because it's a big amount of money and a player that they're staking a lot on. It's not just, as you said, the €60 million to buy him. It's the VAT on top of that. It's the agents' fees. It's the insurance. We have to think about Liverpool dealing with the insurance companies here as well that are going to underwrite this deal and underwrite his insurance at Liverpool Football Club. If there is any doubt about the medical, then I'm with you, Maverick. 100% Liverpool should step away. There are plenty of other players out there and we cannot afford to be bringing in somebody who may be injury prone because we've had enough of them over the years. God, we've had enough of them. Chilean says, we're no mugs but try to mug others off. You know what, Tay? I say we've certainly been guilty of that in the past. I know of instances where Liverpool have moved the goalpost at the last minute. It's one of the reasons that we lost Dele Alli. I think things were agreed for Dele Alli and then the last minute we moved the goalposts. So you know what, you're not wrong, but I don't think in this case that might be the case. I think we've learned a lot of lessons, but I don't think we're just here to piss Leon off over a few quid. I think it has to be something more serious than that. Luke thinks he's a mixture of both, but a bit of ours, bit of Leon, and you know what, that could be true as well. Paul says Fekir will be livid. I'd say he was on the bench tonight thinking he's a red and then gets off in the shower and checks his phone and sees the shit has hit the fan. He might know what's going on, Paul. That's the only good thing here. You'd imagine that he has a clue what's going on and he might be a little bit calmer because didn't the president of the French FA say he spoke to him and he was pretty confident it would be done and he was pretty confident that he was calm and focused. And you don't want the player to lose his focus because he's going to do a big tournament, and if he is to be a Liverpool player or if he's not, he's still a human being. He deserves to be treated with respect, and that's how Liverpool should proceed here, with respect. Harvey says, I don't think we need to lower the price. 52 million is great for a young talent that is performing now. If he's fit, and just like I agreed with somebody earlier on, if it's a medical issue, walk away, play safe. If there's no medical issue and this is a negotiating tactic, then I'm with Harvey. We need to pay the money because it's a reasonable amount of money for a player of his quality. So I agree. I can't but agree with you, Harvey, mate. Chilean says blame the game, not the players. Luke Smalley says Liverpool fans lost their shit. If the test showed he had one leg, Liverpool fans would still complain. Of course we would, because he'd have a good leg, Luke. Once he has the good leg, that's all we see. But you are right. I do understand where you're coming from. Ben says, if we do pull out because medical doubts, how much would it hurt if he went somewhere else and was different class? That's the risk, isn't it? that is the risk you have to take, and it would hurt us immensely. I know it would certainly hurt me because I was looking forward to seeing him in a Liverpool shirt. Um, all I'd say is there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here, and there's a lot of paperwork. So I keep coming back to the insurance, but if there's any doubt of the underwriting of that player's insurance, I can't see it happening. Obviously he's fine to play for Lyon, and the medical that he would have undergone for the France team for the World Cup wouldn't have been anywhere near as stringent as a medical when you're about to shell out 60 million quid on somebody. I mean, you go back through everything. We've seen instances before about players passing medicals and then heart issues being uncovered and stuff like that. So it's good that the medical team caught something if they did catch it. It shows that we're doing things properly and we're really looking into things. And what else have we got? Where is there any way we can negotiate a price during the World Cup given he's already agreed personal terms? You know what, Luke? Yes is probably the answer to that, because as you said, he has agreed personal terms, he has done a medical, he has done an interview with the club. So every single thing is in place there except his name on a piece of paper. I don't think that Deschamps will allow anything to happen during the World Cup, from a sense of view that I don't think that he'll be allowed to nip off, sign the paper and come back. But certainly his agent can keep working on his behalf, and if a deal is agreed between Lyon and Liverpool, and if Liverpool are happy with the terms and the medical side of things, then that deal can be signed straight away. It is important to remember here that Fekir wants to play for Liverpool. Fekir had other options around Europe. I don't think he ever made secret of it that it was he fancied a move to La Liga at some point in his career. I mean, the thoughts of Real Madrid or Barcelona were high up on his list. But once he heard that Liverpool were interested, and I'm going from what I heard from a French journalist being interviewed on the Anfield Wrap, I believe, he wanted this move. Once he heard Liverpool were in for him, he wanted this move because he's a very emotional footballer. You see him when he plays for Lyon. The game means a lot to him. He's involved in the game immensely. He's Lyon born and bred. Those fans mean a lot to him. We've seen a celebration against St Etienne when he scored. He really lives and breathes the game, and I think us, the Liverpool fans, the Kop, the stadium, the run we had in the Champions League this year, I think all of that appealed to him, along with Jurgen Klopp obviously, and he really wanted to play for Liverpool. Nate92 says, I was checking my phone all day hoping I would see a picture of him in a new Liverpool kit. You're not alone, mate. I've actually seen a picture of him in a new Liverpool kit, if that helps. But yeah, I was just waiting for the lean, as we say, all day long. Just waiting for him to hold that shirt up and say he's a red. Not yet, but never say never. But I think we will know a lot more in the coming days. Imran Khan says, Klopp we trust, Nabil deal is not dead. I don't think so. And neither do I. I think there's twists and turns to come in this. Because if it was a medical issue, I just think Liverpool would categorically come out and say, we've moved away from this deal. They might not say why, but they would come out with something that says, we categorically are stepping away from this deal. Liverpool have been very, very quiet. I love this name. I had sex with my neighbour's wife. Beautiful name. According to Phil McNulty of the BBC, and I quote, Liverpool did not attempt, suggest or offer to renegotiate any terms for Fekir. Thank you for that, mate. I will have a look at Phil McNulty's comments, but thank you for bringing that to our attention. I hadn't seen that, and I really appreciate you coming on and saying that. If that's the case, then there's only one side of fault here, guys, isn't there? If that is the case, and the BBC are very rarely print stuff that they don't know to be true in regards to football. They're pretty good in football stories, so thank you. I keep saying your name. I had sex with my neighbour's wife. It just sounds weird saying it, especially with my wife downstairs, but thank you for that piece of information, mate. The Bad Elf says, we got Joe Cole wrapped up in Jovanovic, Pulis and Konchesky coming in. Oh, will you stop? I don't want to think back to those days, mate. They were... That image, still seeing that image of that depth transfer window freaks me out. Dory Fearon says, get over it, Fekir's not a good deal for us. The price of this knee problem. So look at other targets. Mahrez is gone. He's going to sign for Manchester City. Zaha, I believe Crystal Palace were asking for 75 million quid. And Pulisic is the dream for me. So you get no arguments from me on Pulisic. Rick Heskey says, who does Fekir replace? And that's a damn good question, because do you see him as an attacking midfielder, or do you see him as 4 of 3 for the front three positions? So do we see him rotate with those front three, or do we see him? I seen him just at the tip of a midfield diamond as such. So I seen Fabinho or Henderson behind him, Naby Keita there, and then him in front of that. That's where I see him. Let me know how you feel. The Bad Elf says Coutinho. Oh, he can slither right the fuck off. Colin Kavanagh says, don't want Shaqiri as a replacement. Thank God we have Keita and Fabinho. I don't think that Shaqiri was ever seen as a replacement. I think the Shaqiri deal, I think, was going to happen regardless, or may happen regardless, just purely because of the price. 12 million quid for him just is really, really cheap, and certainly worth the gamble. But I wouldn't say, Colin, by any stretch of the imagination, that Shaqiri is going to come in as a replacement for Fekir. So don't be worrying about that one, buddy. Gillian, Coutinho. Would you really want Coutinho, Gillian? I mean, it's never happening, but wow. Maverick says, agree, mix of both, but the key thing is risk. I can't see Edwards messing around. If it was due to money or backtracking, FSG would sack him. This hinges on Leon renegotiating. And the more that we've heard, and I had sex with my neighbour's wife kindly told us about the BBC comments, that may well be the case, and that stuff is starting to come out now. And if that is the case, then Nabil Fekir is certainly going to turn his attentions, and his agents are going to turn their attentions to Leon and ask them what the fuck is going on, and how they messed up this deal for him, a player who has come up through their ranks and has spoken about nothing so far. So if that is the case, then I imagine Leon are going to have a hell of a backlash from Nabil Fekir and his agent. Mikhail says, what the fuck just happened with Fekir? Can you explain, please? That's the thing, Mikhail. We're all trying to figure that out. All we do know is it seemed the fee was agreed, the medical had taken place, there was an issue, we brought in somebody for a second opinion, and that medical was passed. The pictures were taken of Nabil Fekir in his kit, he did his interview, all that was ready to go, and then whatever has happened, and the BBC apparently have just come out and said that, and I'm quoting this from somebody else because I haven't read it myself, have just come out and said that Liverpool in no way, Renee, tried to renegotiate or did anything towards Fekir. So then it's looking like it may be Leon. But again, just conjecture and just us guessing, but nobody knows just yet what happened, but people will. Dora Finn says, Mahrez is better than Fekir. You get no arguments from me about Mahrez's quality, mate. No, not at all. Mahrez is quality, absolute quality. But I just think his deal is wrapped up to go to Manchester City, but there's no argument about his quality. Luke says, Colin, he wouldn't be a replacement, just squad depth. And that's what I agree as well, Luke. I don't think that we will see Shaqiri as a replacement. No, I think he was always possibly going to come in. Aaron, while you're on here, mate, I did research. I have a little bit of stuff for you in regards to the ground. I apologise it's taking me so long, mate, but just bear with me. I'm going to grab it up here for you. So work is due to start. Liverpool purchased land for £160, 14 acres. They're going to help the local community, facilities, football pitches, changing rooms, tree planting, cycling parks will be available. Facilities will be used by AFC Kirby, and building work, mate, is planned to start very, very soon. So that's the latest I have for you on that ground. It's been paid for, 14 acres, and building work is due to start now if it hasn't already started. There just has been no more media coverage on it, mate. Luke Smalling says, gotta go, mate, thanks for clearing the shit storm up for me. No problem. I've got to go myself in a second. I have to do a podcast because our guys are chomping at the bit to come on and tell you what they know, and I suppose let everybody know their feelings on it. So that will be up again later on, so keep an eye out for that one. Maverick says, the problem with Shaqiri is he can't get fitting up for Klopp or lose 5 kilos. But you have to think, mate, if Klopp wants him, then Klopp obviously thinks he can work with him. It may just be an impact player from the bench, I don't know. But Jesus, if he does come, Klopp will run the legs off him and he'll get him down, don't you worry. Look, guys, I think I gotta go here. Our guys are waiting for a podcast. I'll try and get back on tomorrow. Hopefully things will have cleared up a bit by then. Thank you all for joining in tonight. I know you're frustrated and you've all been really level-headed and really nice to chat with tonight, so thank you. Keep an eye out for the podcast. We're recording it now. It'll be up soon. It should clear up a few more things because no doubt our guys will have a bit more information. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Up the Reds.